All right, Hive, as we start a new week, we're going to also be starting a new unit. The weekly concept is making it happen, but the essential question is really, in what ways do people show that they care about each other? You are going to find, I think, that it's kind of relevant with what we are going through right now. So I'm going to have you watch the little video with me. I think if I assign it separately, you really won't be watching it. So we're going to start with the video, and then we'll go into our vocabulary words.
Making it happen. In what ways do people show they care about each other? People show they care about each other in different ways. Visiting their grandfather in a nursing home shows that the girls love him and want to see him. Their grandfather is happy to have their company. When somebody can't do something on their own, giving a helping hand shows you care. These girls are helping their neighbor by raking leaves. Often, something as simple as communicating shows people we care. Email and video chats help keep us in touch with relatives far away and show them how important they are to us.
All right, so you may find that you've been doing that same thing, like video chatting with friends, family members, just to remind them that you care about them and that they're still in your thoughts. And those are things that we do to show them we care about them while we are not with them right now. So we're now going to go over some of the new vocabulary words you have this week. Now remember, when we're in class, you usually need to define these words, write the definitions. We do them in Spelling City. You get a lot of practice with them. You are always welcome to still keep doing that, to keep writing those definitions, looking them up in your glossary and your big anthology, if that makes it easier for you to remember them. I am just trying to not burden you with a whole lot of different work, as I think it's kind of tedious, but I want you to be aware of what these words mean. Your first word is bouquet. Bouquet. All right. I'm going to pull it down here. All right, so I assembled the beautiful flowers into a bouquet. I think bouquet is a familiar word for you guys because you've all seen bouquets of flowers. Maybe at a wedding, someone has tossed the bouquet. So please try to remember to say that word out loud. Bouquet, bouquet, bouquet. Looks like bouquet, but the word is actually bouquet. Oh, look at him. Surprise is such a strong emotion. The word you are going to hear in your stories this week is emotion. And emotion is just a feeling, a strong feeling. And you have many different emotions. You may have emotions of sadness, anger, surprise. Surprise is just one type of emotion, right? Joy. There are many different emotions, and emotion is just a word that means different types of feelings. Your next word is the word encircle. Encircle. And you can see that in there is the prefix en and then the root word circle. And so really the sentence says the children held hands to encircle the tree. And so encircle, to encircle something means to really make a circle around something, right? To actually create a circle or form a circle. And you can encircle anything. You often encircle each other. I've seen you encircle Mr. Frederick when you're doing PE. When you play dodgeball, you encircle people. Your next word is express. Tito made a picture to express his love of color. And express is just another way of saying show. So show or demonstrate. So you could replace this by saying Tito made a picture to show his love of color or to demonstrate. Really, it's just another express, just means to demonstrate. The next word is fussy. Many of you think of, when you hear the word fussy, you might think of a baby. Babies are often fussy. It kind of often you think of it as whiny or crying, but fussy just means, it can also mean very picky or tedious. So fussy can mean crying, but fussy Mr. Green stood in front of the mirror until his bow tie looked perfect, right? So fussy can also mean someone who likes things just right. And let's see if I can get to our next word here. And would you like to watch the little video clip? You guys like to watch those.
Fussy. Fussy means hard to please or picky.
There you go. Hard to please or picky. That's better. All right. Portraits. We have all drawn self-portraits. So this week, Anne's art class is drawing portraits of themselves and each other. Okay, and so a portrait is really just a picture of a person's, generally of a person's face. So you can draw your own portrait, someone else can draw your portrait. A portrait can also actually be a photograph. So it is actually just a picture of your face, someone else's face. It's a face picture. And you have the word sparkles. Ooh, sparkles. The gold beaded curtain sparkles in the light. And let's see what it wants to say.
Sparkles. Something that sparkles, shines in quick, bright flashes.
There you go. Quick, bright flashes. I wish they made those curtains move so you could actually see the really good sparkles. And the next one is whirl. The dancers were able to whirl and twirl without getting dizzy. Let's watch them whirl.
Whirl. To whirl means to turn or spin around rapidly.
That's right. Whirl and twirl. You can imagine, I really wish they would have made those dancers' skirts whirl for you. But you whirl, and they can do it without getting dizzy. That's amazing. Okay, so you have a whirl. And we're back to bouquet. A bouquet is really just a bundle of flowers grouped together in an arrangement. Okay, so those are your words for the week. And that takes me to now what is our first story that you have been assigned. Please remember, if going to the link, if using the hyperlink makes you have to log into McGraw-Hill and you keep forgetting your login, just go to McGraw-Hill through Clever. Like right here, I have my Clever. So if it's easier for you just to go to Clever and go to your to-do list, then just take the story out of the to-do instead. But your assignment for today and for tomorrow will involve reading this story, Sadie's Game. Today we're focusing on the genre, which is realistic fiction. Okay, and so today you are going to read the story Sadie's Game. We can tell that this is realistic fiction because it is definitely a not true story, which makes it fiction. Fiction, I like to tell you fiction means fake. A lot of teachers don't like that, but I think it helps you remember fiction is fake. That means it's not a real story, right? It's not real, it's not true. But this one is realistic because you look at it and the people look real. They're doing things that could really happen. There are no talking animals in this. This is not a fantasy story. So it's fiction, meaning it's fake, but there are a lot of realistic things in it. Your assignment today is to read all the way through and to keep going until you get to this section here that talks to you about realistic fiction. And when you get to the section on realistic fiction, it asks you to come down here and to realize that realistic fiction is a made-up story. It has character, settings, and events that could happen in real life, just like I said. And that it may contain elements such as foreshadowing. Now, foreshadowing just really means, and I'm going to get a little closer even though you're going to read this too. Foreshadowing hints at what's going to happen without giving the action away. Like when Sadie looks up at her mother and sees her smiling, the author is giving the reader a clue that something good is about to happen. It's kind of like inferencing. It's like, you know that when she looks up at her mom and she smiles, you can feel that something's going to happen. Foreshadowing happens a lot in movies. You watch something and you go, oh, I know this. Oh, I know what's going to happen now. Oh, I know that I know what's going to be around that door, right? That's a lot of foreshadowing. And in realistic fiction, we have a lot of foreshadowing, just like in a movie. They're telling a story just like a movie does. Your assignment today is to find and list 2 examples from the story that show that Sadie's game is realistic fiction. And you are going to click this notebook right here, and you're going to write those samples. You're going to give me 2 examples from the story. So show me how the characters could exist in real life. Show me the setting. Show me how you know the setting is real. Tell me an event that really could happen. Show me that it's a made-up story. Tell me 2 things in here, or maybe find a foreshadowing event. Some of you are very fancy, but I want you to find 2 examples from this story that show that this is realistic fiction, okay? And you're going to put it right here in your notebook. Again, I'm showing you. Click it, it opens, and then you submit it. If you don't submit it, you don't get credit, okay? That's your assignment today. All right, and then you can see we're also going to do this week. This gives you all the hints as to what we're going to do this week. All right, ciao, Hive.